Canada's captain, the face of an entire nation's World Cup dream, and he just pulled his hamstring playing in his own country's backyard with 35 days to go before the tournament kicks off. Alphonso Davies is out for several weeks, and Canada is holding its breath. Welcome to Soccer World News. This is breaking news, and for Canadian soccer fans, it doesn't get much worse than this. Let's break it all down. Here's exactly what happened. On Wednesday night, Bayern Munich were hosting PSG in the second leg of their Champions League semifinal. Bayern needed to overturn a 5-4 deficit from the first leg. They needed goals, they needed pace, they needed Davies. Alphonso Davies came off the bench in the 67th minute, replacing Josip Stanisic. Within minutes, he was already making an impact. His energy and pace down the left flank immediately gave Bayern a different dimension. And in fact, it was Davies who assisted Harry Kane's stoppage time goal that gave Bayern brief hope of a comeback. But somewhere in those final 25 minutes on the pitch, Davies felt something go in his left hamstring. He didn't come off immediately, he pushed through. But Bayern confirmed on Friday morning that their medical team examined him after the match, and the diagnosis is clear: a muscle injury to his left hamstring. He is out for several weeks. His Bayern Munich season is effectively over. He will miss their final 3 matches, including the German Cup final against Stuttgart on May 23rd. Bayern's statement was blunt and direct. Alphonso Davies suffered a muscle injury in the back of his left thigh during the semifinal second leg against Paris Saint-Germain and will therefore be out for several weeks. Let's talk about the timing, because this is what makes the story so alarming for Canada fans. Canada opens their 2026 World Cup campaign on June 12th against Bosnia-Herzegovina at BMO Field in Toronto. That is exactly 35 days from today. Bayern's medical team said several weeks. In soccer medicine, several weeks typically means 3 to 6 weeks. Best case scenario, 3 weeks. Davies would be cleared to return to training around the end of May, giving him roughly 2 weeks to get match fit before June 12th. That is a razor-thin margin. Worst case, 6 weeks. He misses the opening game entirely and potentially the entire group stage. To make things more complicated, this is not a new problem. Davies has been dealing with hamstring issues throughout this entire season. He missed friendlies against Iceland and Tunisia in March with a similar hamstring concern. He has managed just 6 Bundesliga starts all year and hasn't completed a full 90-minute match since February. This is a recurring issue, not a freak one-off injury, which makes the recovery timeline even harder to predict. For context, his previous major injury, an ACL tear sustained in a CONCACAF Nations League match in March 2024, kept him out for 8 months. That injury itself sparked a conflict between Bayern Munich and Canada Soccer about player management. Bayern accused the federation of not properly evaluating Davies before that match. And now, the same tension is resurfacing, with Bayern reportedly criticizing Canada Soccer's protocols following this latest setback as well. This injury has immediately reignited one of the most uncomfortable tensions in Canadian soccer, the relationship between Bayern Munich and Canada Soccer. According to CBC Sports, Bayern Munich has criticized Canada Soccer in connection with this injury, alleging that Davies had not undergone proper medical evaluations before boarding a flight back to Germany after his most recent national team duties. Canada Soccer pushed back immediately, releasing a statement saying that proper care protocols were followed. This is almost word for word a replay of what happened in 2024. After Davies tore his ACL in a CONCACAF Nations League match that Bayern considered low priority, the German club publicly criticized the decision to play him given his prior muscle fatigue. The relationship between club and country has been strained ever since. Now, with the World Cup 5 weeks away and Davies injured again in a Bayern shirt, both sides are pointing fingers. For Canada Soccer, who have spent years building their program around Davies as the centerpiece, the timing of this dispute could not be worse. Distractions at the worst possible moment. For American fans who might not know Alphonso Davies that well, let us tell you exactly who we're talking about, because this is one of the best players in the world at his position. Davies is 25 years old, born in a refugee camp in Ghana to Liberian parents, raised in Edmonton, Alberta. He joined the Vancouver Whitecaps Academy at 14, moved to Bayern Munich at 17 for $13.5 million. At the time, the most expensive transfer fee ever paid for a MLS player. At Bayern, he helped win 7 Bundesliga titles and the 2020 Champions League. He is one of the fastest players on the planet. His sprint speed has been recorded at over 36 kilometers per hour, among the top 5 fastest in the world. For Canada, he is simply irreplaceable. In 58 appearances for the national team, he has scored 15 goals and added 17 assists from left back, numbers that are extraordinary for a defender. He scored Canada's first ever goal at a men's World Cup in 2022 in Qatar. He is the captain. He is the face of the program. He is the reason Canada's World Cup fever is real. Without him, Canada lose their most dangerous attacking outlet from defense, their best defender against pacey wingers, and perhaps most importantly, the psychological anchor of their entire squad. Bosnia-Herzegovina, Canada's opening opponent on June 12th, will be considerably less intimidated facing a Canada side without Davies at left back. Canada's group also includes Morocco and Croatia. Both are technically strong, experienced sides. Getting out of that group without Davies at full fitness is a significantly harder task than with him. Alphonso Davies, left hamstring. Several weeks. 35 days to the World Cup opening game on home soil. This is the injury news that Canada simply did not need. The good news, if there is any, is that 35 days gives him a fighting chance of being ready for the knockout rounds even if he misses the opener. Canada's medical team and Bayern's medical team will both be watching his recovery minute by minute. Can Canada still make a deep run in this World Cup without their captain? And do you think Davies will be fit in time for June 12th? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Soccer World News for all the World Cup 2026 coverage. We are 5 weeks out and it's getting real. See you next time.